All right, what's going on, everybody? So today is July 29th. I'm going to do a post market close analysis update. So we took 3 trades today, and out of those 3 trades, we won once on NAS 100 and we lost 2 trades on gold. So I'm going to go over the trades that we took this morning. So starting off with gold, this happened later in the afternoon. So we took our first win early in the morning. We started off the morning good, and then in the afternoon is where we took 2 more trades, and then we ended up losing those 2 trades. So this is gold. This is going to be more in the afternoon. So really quick, before the market opened, so yesterday on Sunday, this is what it looked like. It looked like this, right? We were making higher highs and higher lows. So I was expecting buys. I was waiting for these levels to be tested so I can go, take some buys. When the market opened, as you're going to see, we completely dropped and broke below this previous lower high, which changed the trend from bullish to bearish. So since I saw all this bearish pressure, I looked for the nearest support and resistance zone that I can use as an area of interest, which will be this area of interest here. So I went to the 5-minute, and as you can see, we had this huge supply setup that formed here, all this bearish pressure, and it left a nice big fair value gap here, which I ended up taking right at the 50% line. I got tapped into the trade. I put my stops above, and then I targeted a 1 to 3. So this was honestly a really nice, beautiful trade. It was just a continuation trade. But as you can see, price did not go within our favor, stopped us out. And at this point, I saw another trade setup, which was here. We broke structure right here. We got a nice supply setup. We got 3 candles. We left the fair value gap in there. So we had another reentry. Plus, there was also a doji candle up here. Everything looked good. We tapped the fair value gap up in this area. So this is where I was like, okay, we're going to go back down to the downside. Let me enter another trade. As you can see, we got tapped into this trade, and then we got stopped out again. So these were 2 trades on gold that I took that were not winners today, but it's okay because we took this NAS 100 trade that ended up giving us a 1% profit for the whole entire day. It was 3%, but we lost 2 trades, so that's 2%. So that leaves us with a positive 1%. So this happened right before the market opened. So it happened early in the morning, and I was streaming it. So if you guys haven't joined the Discord yet, make sure you guys join the Discord. It's absolutely free. So that link will be in the Discord. Wait, so first off, on the 1-hour timeline, this one I did mention yesterday. If you guys watched the pre-market open analysis, I did say that this one was going to be tricky, and the reason why is because we technically broke this previous lower high here. So we came down, made a lower low, lower high, came down, went straight back up, broke this previous lower high, but then immediately we dropped and created a new lower low. So technically this trend is now bearish until we break this previous lower high, which we haven't broke yet. But I did mention yesterday that it can go either way. It can either go bullish or bearish. Technically the trend was bearish, even though we're just having this huge retracement. But I was still looking for buys, and the reason why is just because we had been just pushing down for a long time now. So I was expecting a reversal, which honestly, it's one of the worst things you can do. One of the worst things you can do is expect or forcing your will in the market. All you can do is react. What I should have done is I should have seen this strong bearish candle and be like, okay, we're definitely bearish. We have a huge bearish pressure at this previous supply zone, which was also resistance. So I should have been trading this to the downside. I did get a win. I did get a win still on this trade, but if I would have just waited and kept my bias as bearish, I would have gotten a much bigger win. I'll show you. So let me show you first how I got this win. So price came to our area of interest, we created a demand push here with all this green bullish momentum. We left the fair value gap here and here as well. So what I did was I entered right when price came to this fair value gap with the stops down below at this area of interest, and all I waited was for me to get tapped in, which we got tapped in there. Stops below, take profit 1 to 3. You see, it's 1 to 3, and this was a very fast, quick trade. This took 5, 10, 15, about 20, 25 minutes. This was right in the beginning. This was my first trade of the day. So you could have just hopped in the live stream on the Discord, took this trade, and you could have been good 3% for the whole day. To be honest, I got a little greedy. I saw gold. I shouldn't even. It was a nice trade setup, but I was already up for the day. You know, I shouldn't have taken those trades, but it is what it is. You know, I'm still positive 1% for the day, which is good. But yeah, SPX 100 is basically moves like NAS 100. You know, see, and this is another reason why I stuck to my bias as to bullish for NAS, was because on SPX, let me hide this so it doesn't look all crazy. On SPX, you can clearly tell that we went lower low, lower high, lower low, broke the previous lower high, came back down to break and create a new lower low. But then eventually we broke this lower high here technically. So we're technically bullish. And that's why I kept my bias as bullish for NAS. Oh, actually, let me show you what trade I was talking about. So one thing that I've noticed about NAS 100 is the big move usually happens 30 minutes after the market opens. Like, I've been doing a lot of back testing. I love NAS 100. I've been doing a lot of back testing, and usually right like 30 minutes after the market opens, that's when you have great opportunities to trade this pair. So like I said, if I would have kept my bearish bias, I would have drawn up my zones like this, and especially because there was a fair value gap in this area, this 1 hour area that's tapping in. So what I could have seen is just like waited for price to get up to my area of interest, especially because we seem to be getting a lot of bearish momentum from this area. And then as soon as it tapped into our area of interest, look what it did. We got a huge bearish pressure movement. We broke structure here. We broke structure here, and then look what it does. We left a nice fair value gap right here. Nice fair value gap, plus we broke structure again to the downside here. And then all you had to do was enter right by the 50% line, go for a 1 to 3. Better enter more like this, to be honest. Waited to get tapped in, would have got tapped in if you got to the 50% line, and then as you can see, you would have got a 1 to 3. You could have gotten 1 to 4. This thing melted. It completely melted. If I would have just waited here, look how it basically tapped in right at the 50% line. Like, this would have been a beautiful trade for a 1 to 4.6. If you know, but it is what it is. The good thing is I still followed my trading plan. I followed my bias, and I stuck to my bias, even though, you know, this would have been a better trade. I still got a win because I was overall bullish on NAS. That's it. To be honest, the most important thing you can do is follow your trading plan, but practice on the 1 hour timeline to figure out your areas of interest. Because if your bias of the trend is wrong and your areas of interest are drawn up incorrectly, you're going to take way more losses than what you need to. The first trade that I won, it was a great trade. It was A+ setup. I took it. As you can see, it gave me exactly a 1 to 3, 1 to 3.5, and then it just started retracing, going the opposite way towards the main side that the trend wanted to go, which was bearish. You know, I just had my higher time frames incorrect, and I did mention, if you watched my video yesterday, I did say it was going to be tricky because we technically created a higher high, but then we broke again, created a lower low. So this is technically still in a bearish retracement. So I'm hoping, look, like we have this nice bullish hammer candle here, retesting off of this fair value gap here. So I'm just, to be honest, I'm just ready for NAS 100 to flip bullish and start creating higher highs and higher lows, because that's going to be a great week. I was hoping that it started it today, but I got a feeling I'm still bullish on this pair. I just have to wait and see what the market does tomorrow and just react off of it. Because technically we are bullish. Like we just with these candles, we broke back again, came down, came up, came down, broke previous lower high, came down, created a new lower low. So now we're bearish, and then we did this retracement, and then boom, we created a higher high, breaking this high. So technically we're bullish now. So I'm gonna be bullish still. I'm gonna be trading with buys tomorrow on Nas 100, and then hopefully by tomorrow we get better market structure. I just want price. As soon as price breaks up here, I'm gonna be excited because I'm gonna be taking buys either at this level, or this level. Yeah. Some things I'm looking at for gold for tomorrow. Gold seems to have broken to the downside, so I'm gonna be bearish on gold. As you can see, price came down, created a lower low, eventually broke this previous lower high, came down, and then look what happened, broke again. So now we're bearish for the downside. So what I'm gonna be looking for is to retest in this area, or to do something like this. That's what I'm gonna be looking for tomorrow. So I'm definitely bearish on gold. SPX is basically the same thing as NAS 100. I'm gonna be bullish, so I'm looking for buys in any of these areas here. US 30, we didn't take any trades off of US 30. We were bullish. Let's see what it looks like now. It seems like we're just kind of like in some consolidation here in this area. So we're just gonna wait till tomorrow and see what the market tells us. US 30 is kind of looking kind of ugly, to be honest. But we'll just have to see. Technically, we are bearish though. Created a higher high, higher low. Technically, this would be a higher high. And then, as you can see, created a lower low, breaking this previous higher low here. So technically, we are bearish. We could look for sells in this minor level here. This is a minor level. So I guess, yeah, this is what I'll be looking for. If we get a retest like around this area tomorrow, I'm going to go for sells on US 30. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment your thoughts down below, join the free Discord. It's absolutely free. And then I'll see you guys in tomorrow's live stream. I live stream every single day at 6:45 Central Time. I stream in the Discord. So go ahead and join that.